My wife wanted freedom, so I gave it to her in the cruelest way possible. Reddit cheating stories. I never thought the word freedom could cut me so deep. The night my wife sat across from me at our kitchen table, nervously twisting her wedding ring, she whispered those words like they were a plea for oxygen. I want freedom. She didn't yell. She didn't accuse. She simply said it like it was the most reasonable request in the world. And in that moment, my heart broke, not because she wanted freedom, but because I realized she no longer wanted me. We had been married for 8 years. 8 years of shared dreams, bills, struggles, and victories. We weren't perfect, but I thought we were solid. Yet, over the last year, I had noticed her becoming distant. She stayed late at work. Her phone was suddenly always face down. Conversations that used to flow into the night dwindled into silence. And now, the truth stood naked in front of me. She wanted a life that didn't include me. At first, I asked her why. Was I not enough? Was she unhappy? Was there someone else? She swore up and down that she wasn't cheating. She just wanted space to breathe. She said she felt tied down, trapped by the routines of marriage. She wanted to find herself again. I could have begged her to stay. I could have promised to change, to do whatever it took. But deep down, I knew that once someone uses the word freedom, what they really mean is freedom from you. So I told her, if freedom is what you want, freedom is what you'll get. But I wasn't about to hand it to her on a silver platter. I was going to give her freedom in a way she would never forget. The days that followed were filled with quiet planning. She thought I was processing, sulking, or maybe just ignoring her request. In reality, I was gathering everything I needed: documents, bank statements, text messages I had long suspected were hiding something more. Because here's the thing: when someone says they want freedom, they usually already have one foot out the door. And I discovered just that. One evening, after she fell asleep, I checked her phone. There it was. Dozens of messages to a man from her office. Flirty, intimate, emotional. The kind of messages that made my stomach turn. She wasn't just searching for freedom, she was already living it with him. That's when my resolve hardened. Instead of exploding in anger, instead of confronting her right away, I smiled at her the next morning, kissed her forehead, and told her I understood. That I wanted her to be happy. That if freedom was what she needed, I would support her decision. The look of relief on her face was almost insulting. She thought she had gotten away clean, that I would quietly step aside while she chased her new life. But freedom has a price. I contacted a lawyer. I gathered every piece of evidence of her affair. I documented her absences, her lies, her financial withdrawals. Piece by piece, I built my case. When everything was ready, I filed for divorce on the grounds of infidelity. I requested full ownership of our home, protection of my savings, and a fair split that left her with little more than what she came into the marriage with. The day I handed her the papers, she looked at me like I had stabbed her in the chest. "What is this?" she asked, her voice trembling. "You wanted freedom," I said calmly. "So I'm giving it to you." She skimmed the pages, her face draining of color as she realized what it meant. She would lose the house she loved. She would lose the financial comfort I had worked so hard to provide. She would lose the stability of a man who had once loved her unconditionally. Her freedom would come, but it wouldn't come easy. She cried. She begged. She tried to twist the story, claiming she never meant to hurt me, that she was just confused. But I didn't budge. The cruelest thing I could do wasn't to scream at her or expose her in front of her family. The cruelest thing was to let her live with the very freedom she craved, freedom that stripped her of the comfort, security, and love she had once taken for granted. In the weeks that followed, she moved out and into a small apartment. The man she left me for. He never fully committed. The excitement of sneaking around had been his thrill, but once she was truly free, the spark died quickly. I heard later that he drifted away, leaving her alone with the reality she had chosen. Meanwhile, I rebuilt my life. At first, it was lonely. I won't pretend it didn't hurt. I cried myself to sleep more nights than I care to admit. But with time, I felt something unexpected: peace. For the first time in years, I wasn't questioning if the woman beside me was truly mine. I wasn't fighting invisible battles for her affection. I was free too, and unlike her, I hadn't burned everything down to get there. Months later, she called me. Her voice was small, almost broken. She said she missed me. She said freedom wasn't what she thought it would be. She asked if we could try again. I thought long and hard before answering. And then I told her the truth. No. Because the cruelest gift I can give you is exactly what you asked for. Freedom. And now you'll live with it. She hung up in tears. Today, I'm stronger. I've learned that love should never feel like a cage, but it should never be treated like a disposable chain either. Marriage is about partnership, not ownership. And if someone can't see the value in what they have, sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself is to let them go in the cruelest way possible, by never taking them back.